Okay, I just want to do a quick step-to-step guide on how to tie the Basuthu basher. There it is there. So what we need is some marabou for the tails. Nice fuzzy rabbit fur. The long tendrils at the end have already been mixed with some of the bum fluff from underneath. That's not from the mask, that is fur. Some copper wire for the ribbing, some chenille for the eyes, some lead wire for weighting the fly and giving it balance, some brown or alternatively olive scud for the wing case, and a size 6 long shank hook. Okay, so I've just tied on the tail, a complete marabou feather, and then I'm going to use this front section here just as part of the body, so I don't have to use too much of my rabbit fur, which is a very precious commodity to me. Okay, so I'm trying to build up the body here, guys, and now what I've done is I've taken a double strip of lead wire. The reason for a double strip of lead wire is I want to put it underneath the fly, and that gives it weight underneath the fly, makes it swim upright. There's nothing more irritating than a fly that swims sideways. Okay, now what I do is I'm going to take some leftovers on my table, some bits of marabou, stuff that's lying around. I'm just going to stick it onto my cotton here. I just want to build up this body a little bit so I don't use too much of my rabbit fur again. And here's some old marabou, just anything will do, something like that, doesn't really matter. This is the underside, underneath of the real stuff that's coming now. Okay, I've already tied on some ribbing, some thin copper wire here. That's more, I suppose the fish can't really even see that, probably it gets a bit lost in the fuzz at the end, but I like putting it on and holds the fly together a bit better. So I'm going to take some of my rabbit fur, and this is the important and tricky part, is the dubbing. It's a very simple method of dubbing though, I don't know what it's called, but I sort of worked it out. It's a very simple way of dubbing with rabbit's fur. You spread it out very thinly on the cotton, not rolled tight onto the cotton as you would if you were going to dub and then pick the cotton, the fly afterwards. And then I twist one way at the bottom. I just twist it and I hold it. I don't let it come undone. I'm twisting and I'm holding it at the bottom. See, I'm not letting go. Not letting go. Okay. Every now and then something annoying will happen and the cotton will snap, but hopefully it's not going to happen now. Okay, so by doing that you get a nice firm body, but with lots of little spikes. Look at that, a lot of spikes coming now. Okay, so I'm almost done with the body now, and I'm trying to get like almost like a rugby ball shape, as the dragonfly nymph's abdomen is that sort of shape. And then you want to finish off down the bottom here, and as you can see I haven't put the eyes on yet. I will get to that now, so I'm just going to put my ribbing on. Okay, so as you can see the ribbing is not that visible. Put a little bit of, I use this stuff in the front here, gives it a little bit of extra weight, and then tie over it with a bit of cotton. And now I'm ready to put the eyes and the wing case on. Okay, I'm putting some chenille on, some red chenille for eyes. You can use black as well, I prefer the red. I like red in almost all my flies. And we're going to double up the eyes to make them nice and big. Like that. Okay, that's the one eye. I haven't got any fancy fly tying equipment here, guys. These things to hold the cotton out the way, but anyway, it works. Make do with what you've got. Okay. Alright, so I'm putting this very stretchy rubber scud on, and I've tied the eyes. So I tie this stuff on here, and basically that's what you do once you've put the next bit of dubbing on. And now I dub the head, and I like to get a very distinct head and thorax, or what's it called, abdomen section of the fly. So I don't put too much dubbing down this section here, but I put quite a lot around the eye. So I want a big head protruding out, and it's one of the triggers that I think works with this fly, is you can actually see a very distinct head and abdomen shape. So I don't dub it very thick in the front here. I like to keep it a very thin, grizzly dubbing. Sometimes in the front, I can dub with a different material, which gives it a slightly more leggy look. Longer spikes. This rabbit fur is actually the red rock rabbit, and it has got slightly shorter tendrils. The normal rabbit has got much longer tendrils, which would make a very good head because it have much longer leggy looking sections. Anyway, and I pull the thorax over, pull it nice and tight. Cut that off, and I'm pretty much I haven't learned to tie flies from any professional, so I don't actually even know how to do a whip finish, so I just do half hitches, which you guys will probably laugh at. I don't even have a whip finish tool, and I do about 3 or 4 half hitches, and there's my Basuthu basher finished. And if you look at it there, what's quite important is like the rugby ball type shape that you get at the back, and then you've got a very distinct head. And then what I often do is I take the head and I bend it up slightly like that, and you get the head lifting, and that gets the fly to swim very, very upright. And if you look at nymphs in the water, they often have a very, like a bit of a curve to them with their head pointing upwards. Alright, good luck.